reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 19, text number 27, the appearance of Sukadeva Goswami. Niguda jatrum pritotunga vakshasam avartana bimbali valgudaram cha digambaram vaktra vikirna kesham pralamba bahum svamarottamabam. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. His collarbone was fleshy, his chest broad and thick, his navel deep, and his abdomen beautifully striped. His arms were long, and curly hair was strewn over his beautiful face. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. His bodily features indicate him to be different from common man. All the signs described in connection with the bodily feature of Sukadeva Goswami are uncommon symptoms, typical of great personality, according to physiognomical calculation. His bodily hue resembled that of Lord Krishna, who is the supreme among the gods, demigods, and all living beings. So here the appearance of Srila Sukadeva Goswami is described in this chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the descriptions, as we can see, are the bodily descriptions are, Srila Prabhupada said here, of a person of uncommon nature. Just like in the spiritual world, all the living entities, they all have four hands, and they all look alike Sri Narayan. So these liberated souls are not ordinary human beings. They are Paramahansa. Paramahansa means one who descends from the spiritual platform and interacts with human society for the benefit of all living beings. Actually, Paramahansa does not make any distinction between male, female, dogs, cats, demigods. He sees everyone as servants of the Lord. Therefore, we see here that Sukadeva Goswami entered the assembly of all the great sages. They were great, powerful sages. Descriptions in previous verses. Great sages like Bhrigu, Vashishta, Parasuram. So many powerful personality appeared on the spot from all over the universe. So, why was he naked? When Sukadeva Goswami appeared from the womb of his mother, he was in the womb for 16 years. He didn't want to come out. He knew the world is a horrible place. What am I doing there? Actually, Paramahansa don't want to come here. This is a place of death. It's a place of miseries. Abrahma Bhuvanol Loka Punaravartin Arjuna. Whether you are from Brahma Loka or down to the Patala planetary systems, everybody must die. Everybody is covered by the different degrees of lust. So the Paramahansa, they are always with the Lord. But sometime, by the grace of the Lord, they come. So we see that Sukadeva Goswami resided in the womb of his mother for 16 years. And then Lord Krishna came and he asked his father, Vedavyas, to speak the Bhagavatam. So there was a purpose for Sukadeva Goswami to appear in this assembly of great acharyas, great personalities. And as we go back in the prelude of this appearance, we see that the reason why Sukadeva Goswami appeared in this august assembly is to describe the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is the son of Abhimanyu, the grandson of Arjuna, coming from the dynasty of the Kurus, very powerful dynasty. He was the emperor of the world. He was not an ordinary person. He was the emperor of the whole planet. Bharat was not only India, just like 50 years back, 60, maybe 70, 80 years back, Pakistan was also part of India. And so many other places. Bangladesh was part of India, but now it broke apart. Now India is only this peninsula. And who knows, maybe later on, what will happen to this country. Very good. It should not happen. It will never happen. But how it will not happen? If we all understand Srimad Bhagavatam. If we imbibe in our life Srimad Bhagavatam, because nature of the material world is to break apart. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya. It creates at some point, it maintains for some time, and it breaks. So unless we are holding it together with the glue of Harinam, of the culture that held this great nation, Bharat, it will break. So it's up to us. You said it will not happen. But how are we making that arrangement? So here, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is giving us that knowledge by which we can unite under one umbrella, and that is the umbrella of Sri Krishna, the Vedic culture, which was all over the planet, all over the universe at some point. So, Parikshit Maharaj, his name Parikshit comes from the word Pariksha. When Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb of his mother Uttara, Ashvatthama wanted to destroy all the Pandavas. He was not satisfied by killing the sons of Subhadra and the son of Draupadi. He wanted to annihilate everybody, including the last descendant, which is Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of his mother. So Uttara came to the Lord, please protect me. Krishna Paimam, Krishna Rakshamam. And Krishna protected, he entered the womb of Uttara. And Parikshit Maharaj, as an embryo within the womb, he had the darshan of the Lord. So when he came out of the womb, he was always looking around. Where is that personality? Where is that personality? That's why his name was Parikshit. So Parikshit Maharaj, the emperor of the whole planet, a great personality, a Vaishnava, we see that due to an unfortunate incident, he was cursed by that Brahmana boy, Shringi. He had gone for some excursion in the forest, Parikshit Maharaj with entourage, and he was thirsty, he was hungry, he was tired, so he entered the hut of the sage, and he was deep in meditation. So he was not aware of the external situation. It was not his fault that he could not see Parikshit Maharaj coming. And Maharaj, due to his hunger and thirst, he became a little upset, and he picked up that snake and put it around his neck. So Shringi cursed him. Actually, the father did not take it very serious. Actually, was not serious at all. There was no real fault on the part of Parikshit Maharaj, but his son didn't take it lightly, and he cursed him. These are the power of the Brahmanas. Nowadays Brahmanas are only there in name. But before, the Brahmanas, they had great tejas because they were performing great austerities. They were studying the scriptures. They were actually manifesting and developing sama dhamma tapasocham kshanti arjavam evacha jnana vijnana astikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. These are the qualities of the Brahmanas. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says that these qualities are not by birth, but they are actually by guna and karma. Chaturvarnamaya shristam guna karma vibhagasa. In Kali Yuga, it is stated, Kalo Subdra Sambhava. Janmana Jayate Sudra. In Kali Yuga, by birth, we are all Sudras. But if we have the good fortune to associate with an Acharya, with the spiritual master who is coming in the line of great Acharyas, down from Brahma, from the Lord himself, Krishna, down to Brahma. This is called the parampara, evam parampara praptam, imam rajarsayo vidu. So if we have this fortune to associate with great Acharyas, then we can even transcend the position of Brahmana and come to the platform of Vaishnavas. So this Brahmana boy, out of anger, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. Now we see the reaction of Parikshit Maharaj. He did not run in fear. He's a Vaishnava. So he thought, I have done a great sin. That is the quality of a devotee. That sometime due to circumstances, a devotee may make some offense, or he may fall down in some sinful activity. But immediately he repents. That is the quality of a Vaishnava. He knows that I have done something wrong. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, he understood that I am such a low-class man. I have offended the sage, the Brahmana. I have offended the Brahmana. Now I will let this reaction come upon me. He knew that the reaction was coming. Because when you offend a Brahmana, a reaction must be there. When you offend the devotee of the Lord, there must be a reaction. So he understood. Now there will be a reaction. Let the reaction come. And when his father awoke when Shringi's father awoke from the meditation, and he understood that Parikshit Maharaj had been cursed by his son, then he rebuked his son. Why did you do such a thing? You should not have done it. But it was already done. The curse of a Brahmana, very hard to, practically impossible. Though it is impossible to retract. Though Parikshit Maharaj was not an ordinary person, he could have easily counteracted the curse of the Brahmana boy. But he thought to himself, I have committed an offense. The Brahmana boy cursed me to die within 7 days. There must be a reason. Vaishnava is not afraid of death. The Vaishnava is not afraid of death because he knows nobody dies. Only those who are in the bodily consciousness of life, those who are identified with this body, they are afraid because of this false identification with the material circumstance of life. But a devotee of the Lord is not afraid of death. So Parikshit Maharaj, he said, let me go. My time is up. I have 7 days. He is lucky. He had 7 days. How many days do we have? How many days do we have? Can we assess that I will wake up in the morning tomorrow? Is there any guarantee? Unfortunate incident that happened on that airplane. They all had so many plans. So many plans. It's very unfortunate, but that's the nature of the material world. That we make so many plans for enjoying, for setting up our business, setting up our family, setting up our circles of friends and relatives. Deopatra kalatradishu atmasanyeshu asatswapi tesham pramattha nirdanam pasannapi na pasyati. We surround ourselves with so many fallible soldiers. I've seen here in Bangalore, all over India. Every house is like a fortress. Grills everywhere, huge steel gates everywhere. Everybody's afraid. That is the nature of the material world. Materialistic life means fear. So we make so many plans. That is the unfortunate condition. And we neglect the only plan that we really should be making. And that is the whole purpose of the Bhagavatam is to answer one single question by Parikshit Maharaj. What are the duties of a man who is about to die? That is the whole Bhagavatam has been explained by Sukadeva Goswami. Based upon that single question, what are the duties of a man who is about to die? We are all dying. Actually, the process of death begins at conception. The moment the semen enters within the womb of the mother, and the semen enters the ovum, and the ovum is developing, the process of death begins. So we are in a very serious predicament in this life, in this body, in this material world. Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino arjuna mamupetya tu kanteya punar jammana vidyate. Jatasya yudhruvam mrityu dhruvam jammamritasya cha tasmanna pariyararte natvam sochitumarasi. One who is born, he must die. As sure as death, that's the only surety that we have. Everything else comes and goes, we don't know. But death will come. How to face that reality? We are trying in the material world, we try to avoid that question. But here the Parikshit Maharaj asks the very question that we are afraid to ask in this material existence. What is my duty? Now we all know our duties. We have duties towards our family members. We have duties towards our wife. We have duties towards our children. We have duties towards the government. We have duties towards so many things, our religious institutions. We all know these duties. But what should we do at that moment? What should we think? Yamma yamva pismaram bhavam tyajante ante kalam. What should we think at the time of that? How should we face the reality which is imminent? Imminent. Parikshit Maharaj has 7 days, we don't know. But Parikshit Maharaj immediately took action. He did not waste his time. He did not go to the doctor. Please save me, please save me. No. He knew. Because this is the culture. The culture is right from childhood. Komaram acharet pragyo dharmam bhagavatam miha durlabha manushyam jamma. This human form of life is very difficult to obtain. Out of 8,400,000 species of life, human life is very rare. And out of the 400,000 species of life, few are very elevated. We can see all over. People mostly are jungle wallas. low class. Very few are civilized. And out of those who are civilized, mostly are interested in simply sense gratification. Nidrayariyate vaktam vyavayena chavavayam divya charteyajam rajan kutumba varanenava. Bhagavatam says, at night, materialistic man, the ignorant person, simply engages either in sex life or in sleeping. That is their pastime. And during the day, hard labor or family maintenance. Kutumba varanenava. That is our material condition of life. So in this kind of condition, how can we actually understand what is the purpose of life? How can we face the reality of death? Therefore, we stick our head in the sand, thinking that it's not really something I should think about now. Let me think. Maybe when I'm old man, I will go to the temple. I will do some puja. I will give some charity, and in this way, I may be able to cheat death. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, because death is always there. It comes like a thief in the night. Death comes like a thief in the night. Any moment we can go. And we have seen this. We have seen this practically. So our business is, like Parikshit Maharaj, to develop the culture, Bhagavatam culture, Vaishnava culture, to live a life of knowledge, to live a life of sacrifice, to live a life of austerity, to abstain from those activities which causes miserable conditions for ourselves and others, so that when the time comes to leave this body, we will accept it gracefully, knowing that I will never die. Natu evaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha nacheva nabhavishyama. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor shall any of us cease to be in the future. We are all eternal. Krishna is eternal. God is eternal. Nityo, Nityanam, Chaitana, Chaitananam. Krishna is eternal. And from him come all of us, all the eternals. Unlimited living beings. Sarvagatasthanu. We are everywhere, in the air, in the water, in the fire. All living beings are all pervasive. In the atom, within every atom. We don't know. Our real size, according to Shastra, is 1/10,000 the size of the tip of a hair. That's the size of the Atma. So it is practically invisible. So we are everywhere. So Krishna is eternal, we are eternal. Krishna is conscious and we are also conscious. Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Bhaunam Jo Vivadati Kamam. So this knowledge, this culture is there. This is Bhagavatam culture. This is Vaishnava culture, Vedic culture. That right from childhood, our duty as a father, Pitana Sasyad. Don't become a father. Don't become a teacher. Don't become a husband if you are not able to save your dependents from the cycle of birth and death. Don't take that responsibility. It is a great sin. It is a great sin if we simply get married for sex gratification, sense gratification. No, we have a great duty given by God that all living entities, those jivas that enters in our family, we have the first duty is to save them. First we have to save ourselves, and then we have to save them. Otherwise we failed. We failed. So Parikshit Maharaj, he understood. He knows that is the culture of Vaishnava, of Bhagavatam culture, Vedic culture. I am not this body. So if I am not this body, then what is my duty? I am putting so much attention on this body, but who am I? Who am I? Who am I living with? Just like you are living with your wife for 50 years, or with your husband, sleeping in the same bed. But the moment the husband or wife leaves the body, will you sleep one more night with that body? Will you sleep one more night? Who is that fool who will do such a thing? Why? So unless you have spiritual consciousness, that means you do not know who is your wife, who is your husband, who is your father. Because we only see the body. And we think, this is my father, this is my wife, this is my... Then why can't you sleep? Here is your wife. Go to sleep with her. No, you won't. If she dies in the night, by morning, it must be burnt, cremated. Yes or not? That is the... So who we are? Who are we? Who is my wife? Who is my father? Who is my son? Who is my daughter? Who are my friends? So this Bhagavatam, it is explained that Srimad Bhagavatam, it appeared just like the sun to dispel the darkness of this age. So if we study Srimad Bhagavatam right from the very beginning, just like when we go to the doctor, we should not expect the doctor to butter us up. The reason why we go to the doctor is that so he can diagnose our disease. And if our disease is a cancer, then we should be able to accept and take measures to try to cure that disease. So what is our disease? Bhavaroga. Bhavaroga means material disease or the desire to enjoy the properties of the Lord. Everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavasham idam sarvam yakkincha jagatam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita madgrida khasyas viddanam. Ishavasyam, everything belongs to God. Nothing belongs to me. That much understanding we must have. And we must take only what is necessary for our maintenance. If we take more than that, then we are thieves. And you can see nowadays all over the world, those who are very, very rich, they are hoarding the money. People are suffering from lack of food, but they keep their money in the bank. Durena yavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddho saranam mambicha kripana falayetava. Bhagavad Gita very clearly states that those who want to enjoy the fruit of his work, they are misers. They are kripana. There is kripana and brahmana. Brahmana is fully self-realized, and a brahmana, if you give him $1 million in the morning, by evening is already spent. He doesn't keep anything. Why? Because he is depending on God. That is intelligence. He has no fear where my food will come tomorrow. Only the kripana, just like the Sudras, when they eat, they look at everybody else's plate. What is he having that I don't have? That is the nature of the Sudra, to accumulate. Always a fearful for tomorrow. But Bhagavatam culture is that Krishna is the maintainer. Krishna maintains all living beings. Krishna maintains the elephant. How much an elephant eats? We can only eat 4 chapatis. As you get older, you have to cut down to 2. Otherwise you get acidity. But the elephant eats about 40, 50 kilos in one go. Who supplies to him? So why should we be in anxiety? So this is Bhagavatam culture. Here, Parikshit Maharaj, he has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is a Paramahansa. He is one of the 12 Mahajanas, a great authority on Vedic knowledge, a pure devotee of the Lord, a Paramahansa, a liberated soul. So we take shelter of such personalities, just like His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who so kindly has translated the Srimad Bhagavatam in so many languages all over the world. He has distributed this culture. He is present in his purport, in his translation, and he's guiding us, just like Sukadeva Goswami is guiding Parikshit Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada is guiding us through his Vani, through his devotees. And if we take advantage of that, if we approach Srila Prabhupada with that same question, my dear Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, what is my duty? I am about to die. I do not know how long will I live. Some of us are 60, 70 years old. Some of you may not make it to that age. With all due blessings, you may not make it to that age. So we are always prone to this condition of death. And it's not that we should be afraid of it. It's not like a topic that we should not discuss about. Oh, why is he bothering about that? Oh, why is such a horrible topic? No, it's not a horrible topic. It's a very pleasant topic, actually. It's a very pleasant topic. Because by discussing the nature, because it's a natural thing, just like you drink water or you eat, you have to die. It's a natural occurrence. So a natural occurrence should not be disturbing. It is created by the Lord. So we should understand, what is death? What actually happens at the time of death? Bhagavatam also describes that. Just like when you go to sleep at night, you wake up in this body. All right? You go to sleep at night, you wake up in this body, and you carry on your activities, and you still recognize, oh, my daughter, my son, my wife, my children, my job, everything is understood. But that means that you go to sleep for 3 months, and you wake up in another body. That is death. You go to sleep. When you die, you go to sleep for 3 months, Prabhupada said, and you wake up in another womb. On the 7th month of the pregnancy, the soul becomes conscious. And in that state of consciousness, he realizes, where am I? Horrible condition. Stuffed in that womb. He cannot move. Sometimes the worms, Bhagavatam says, he calls the worms as brothers and sisters. They are in the same womb, so they are brothers and sisters. You can imagine. And sometimes they bite you. It's a horrible condition. And the soul prays, my Lord, what have I done? And by the grace of the Lord, you can remember 100 births. You remember 100 births. That what I have done in this past life, in that past life, in that past, you remember all that. And you pray, my Lord, please, in this life, after I come out of this womb, I just want to serve you. I want your darshan. I want your grace. This lifetime, I simply dedicated to you. That is the prayer, because you are in a horrible condition of existence. But then, as we are pushed out from the womb of the mother, the pain of that birth, coming out of the cavity is very painful. And then you fall in the lap of your mother, and surrounded by relatives, They're all coming, oh, choo, 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 so nice. So sweet, so nice, so sweet, so beautiful, no? And then you fall again into the illusion. Oh, nice, I have a nice mother. I have nice milk. You don't have to work. So the illusion starts again. And you forget your position. You forget Krishna. You forget your promise. And material existence again starts. So Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. If somehow or other, due to some sukriti in the past lives, if we get the opportunity to have the association of a pure devotee, Brahmanda Brahmite, because we are not only running around in circles in this planet, in this universe, there are uncountable universes. Yasyaikanishvasita kala matavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanata. Millions and billions of universes floating in the Karana ocean, emanating from the body of Mahavishnu. And this universe, where Brahma is having 4 heads, is the smallest universe. It's 4 billion miles across. And they all cluster up in the Karana ocean, all these different Jagadanda. They're like eggs. Like you see sometime in ponds, the frog eggs, they all hang around together. So similarly, the universe, they float around the Karana ocean, and within each universe, the Lord again appears as Garbhodakashai Vishnu, and he fills up the universe half with water, and he lies down there on Seshanaga, and Lakshmi Devi is with him massaging his lotus feet, and from his navel comes Brahma, the lotus. So all these cosmic affairs of creation, maintenance of the universe. So Brahmanda Brahmita, millions and millions of universes, and we keep moving from one body to another, from one universe to another. That we don't know. Karmana deva netrena jantur deho upapattaye. Daiva netrena, everything is running clockwork. Clockwork by the arrangement of the Lord, by the higher authorities. There are higher authorities. Just like in this India, there is the government sitting in Delhi. Then there are state governments. Then there are local governments. So there is government everywhere. And we have to follow the law. We cannot break it. The moment we break the law, then we have to be punished. So Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. If we have the fortune of associating with the pure devotee of the Lord, then the bij of bhakti is planted within our heart, and now we have to water that. Here we see Parikshit Maharaj is perfecting his life by Shravana, by hearing. And Sukadeva Goswami by chanting, by kirtana. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking question, is hearing the answers from the Acharya, and he purifies his consciousness so that at the time when Takshaka comes and bites him, he is fearless. Fearless. Abhay Charanaravinda, Prabhupada's name. His father gave him Abhay Charan, and his Gurudev Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami simply is added Charanaravinda. So, fearless. So we must come to this stage in our life, and it is possible. Very simple process that Srila Prabhupada, the Acharyas have handed us down from the Lord Himself. This process is Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Pada Sevana, Dasyare, Pujana, Sakijana, Atmani Veda. This 9 process, Navavida Bhakti. which begins with hearing and chanting. Shushushro Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi. Shushushro, by hearing, Shraddhadanasya, with great faith and attention. What? Vasudeva Kataruchi. In this world, Shottavyadini Rajendra Nrinam Shanti Sahasrasa. We are not interested in Vasudeva Kata, Vishvakshena Kata. We are interested in Gramya Kata. Useless topics. You go to a library, how many millions of books are there? What do they talk about? Fiction, romance, science fiction, all sorts of garbage. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. I read that book. Very good. I read that one. You should read that one. In this way, we waste our life. There is no Vasudeva Kata, only Gramya Kata. We sit together with our friends and family members. What we discuss? Gramya Kata. Oh, you know what she did to this? Oh, yesterday, you know what she did? Oh, that's very bad. Very bad. Talking rubbish, talking gossip. This is a Gramya Kata, no Vasudeva Kata. So that's why we are afraid of that. We are afraid of that because we are wasting our breath. The breath of life that Krishna has given us, that we can chant His glories, that we can hear about His glories, that we can take Krishna Prasadam. No, we want to enjoy Bhogaishwarya Prashaktanam Taya Parita Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Samado Na Vidyate. In the mind of those who are bewildered by Bhoga, by enjoyment, and Aishwarya, by opulences, the resolute determination for devotional service cannot take place. And therefore, because we are so much absorbed in Bhoga and Aishwarya, we develop fear. Therefore, Bhagavatam says, Dharmasya I apavargasya narto artayopakalpate nahartasya dharmaikantasya kamola bhaya ismrita. Pavarga and apavarga. Those who are Sanskrit scholars, they know. Pavarga, Chavarga. These are this alphabet. So what is Pavarga? Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. Pa means parishrama. Hard labor. Everybody is engaged in hard labor. Not only that, but we are not satisfied simply with hard labor. We must have 2 jobs. 3 jobs. Some people have 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They have to maintain all their sense gratification. I must have this, I must have that. He has that. Why not me? Let me work like a jackass. Parishrama, working like a donkey. And then you see sometimes the horses or the donkeys, they are put to work so hard that foam come out of his mouth. Fena, that is pa. Pa, pa, ba. Ba means disappointment. You work so hard. You develop so many wonderful things. You have a beautiful house. You have a wonderful car. So many gadgets you have in your house. Super phone, super computer. Everything super, but no brain. No brain substance. Therefore you become disappointed. Oh, my God. I had so many hopes and aspirations. You're getting old. Life is slipping away. You lost so many opportunities. This is the trick of Maya. Therefore, that is disappointment. And after disappointment comes Bhaya. Bhaya means fear. Bhaya means fear. You become afraid. Your body is giving up. Your teeth are falling out. Your eyes, you cannot see. You cannot walk anymore. You cannot enjoy sex life. You see the youngsters, oh, they're having so much fun. But you are deprived of that enjoyment. And you wasted your life. You just imagine. Do we want to be in that condition? Who is that fool who wants to enjoy such a condition of life? There is no enjoyment. And then what is the reward of all that? You work so hard. Then you become disappointment, and the last stroke is mrityu. Hare Krishna. So this is the condition of our life in this material world. Doesn't matter who we are. Whether you are the King of England, whether you are Ambani living in such a beautiful skyscraper, 600 cars, what is the use? You can still eat 4 chapatis. You can only drive 1 car. You cannot drive 10 cars at the same time. Is it? So that's Bhoga Aishwarya. We want to enjoy. We want to show that we are great. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. We think ourselves to be the doers, that I am such a great man. Everybody should recognize me. Everybody should worship me. Everybody should bow down to me. I am such a great soul. I'm a very important man. I'm a big politician. I'm a big religious leader. All these ahankara. Ahankara vimudatma. We are bewildered by this false identification with these upadis. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam. Tatparatvena nirmal. These are upadis that we receive. Just like nobody is born Hindu. Nobody is born Hindu. At the moment of birth, you don't have written here Hindu or Muslim or Christian or atheist. It's all by association. It is all by association. We develop our character, our nature, though we have a fundamental nature. But by association, we create these upadis, this designation. I am Indian. Like India, before 47, there was no India. There were all these different states run by Maharajas and landlords. There was no India. Now we are all Indians all of a sudden. And after 100 years, 200 years, who knows? India, in the last 1,000 years, how many times India has been invaded? First was Alexander the Great, then the Ottomans, then the British, and now the internet. The internet, that's the greatest invader. Actually, what the British could not do in 200 years, what the Muslims could not do in 800 years, television and internet was able to destroy this country within the last 30, 40 years. That's a fact. So therefore, those who have actual brain substance, yajanti sumedasa. Those who are sumedasa, those who are intelligent, should understand, take the instructions of Parikshit Maharaj. He was a great king. He had everything he wanted. Beautiful wife. Everybody was worshipping him. He was the king of the world. What to speak of a business? He was the king of the whole planet. He could have all the enjoyment he wanted, but the moment he realized that I have been cursed by that Shringi, immediately he gave up everything, went to the bank of the Ganges, and all because he was such a powerful king that from all over the universe, all these great personalities came and sat down, but they were all quiet. Though they were all equipped to speak. They were all equipped to give him perfect advice and guidance. They knew. They are all acharyas. They are trikalagya. They know who is who and what is the purpose of the Lord. And then Sukadeva Goswami appeared. And immediately they all stood up and they gave him the seat. Though he was only 16 years old. They were all great acharyas, very old people. He was only 16, but they immediately stood up. So, we give respect not by age, but by realization of spiritual culture. So here we see the beautiful features described in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam of this great Acharya, Sri Sukadeva Goswami, son of Vedavyas, who is the literary incarnation of the Lord, who has compiled all the Vedas and who has compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are here today by his grace, by the grace of Parikshit Maharaj, and by the grace of Sukadeva Goswami, that this Bhagavatam was spoken at that time on the bank of the Ganges, and it has been passed down through generation to us today. And as Parikshit Maharaj took advantage of that knowledge, we also should take advantage of this knowledge and become fearless. Become fearless. Knowing that we are not this body. This body is already dead. This body was never alive. Like a car. You have a fancy car, super car, running 300 miles an hour. If there is no driver, what is the use? So, what gives importance to the car is not the car itself, it's the driver. Car is useless. It's only a piece of metals. So this body is only what? Bhumi, rapo, nalo, vayu, kam, mano, buddhi, revacha. Only material elements. Material elements. There is no life in this body. And we, who resides in this body, will never die. Then why should we be afraid of death? What is death? We simply give up this body, like we give up a shirt. In that mood, we should come to that stage of giving up this material body and having spent our life in the service of the Lord, in the service of the devotees, in the study of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in chanting the holy name. Haribol. So we have this great fortune that we are sitting here. You are hearing, I'm speaking what I heard from my spiritual master. And we all become benefited by this. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free. Shambhu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. My comment is his nice description of rebirth. When he said he gave this description of you take 3 months before you go to the next body. But that is only if you get a human form. There's no guarantee you'll get a human form of life next time around. And even in that position, there's suffering. So what to speak if you go back to the animal kingdom? And taking birth here in Bharat Bhumi, every one of you, you've put in the work. What's that verse? Bharat to Bhumi to holy Manushya Jamajara, Jama Satakakari, Karaparu Upakara, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Everyone here is and born in Bharat Bhumi has put in the work to get this human form of life. And if you squander it, There's no guarantee you're going to get another one. In the description that Sattvik Prabhu gave, that's only if you're going to take a human form. It has nothing to do with if you go to the animal kingdom. So always remember that that's suffering, and even more suffering if you have to come back again. But don't squander it. Prabhupada gives the description in my book. Everyone who takes birth here in Bharat Bhumi, it's understood that they perform 50% work that you only have to do the other 50 to not come back again. 50. That's a pretty good deal. If you start a project and you only did finish it by 50, wouldn't everybody want to finish it by 50%? Correct? So finish it. And this process that the Acharya has given us, this Bhagavatam, all the books that Prabhupada has translated for us, all the Acharyas, there's no group in the world like the Acharyas that the ISKCON Swamis give so much information on how we can get out of this, what's called samsara, birth and death. So we have a great opportunity, especially you. I'm traveling all over this great land, all over India, preaching this message because you're so fortunate. And unfortunately, most people, they don't have no clue how fortunate they are, especially here in Bharat Bhumi. You're more fortunate than most people on this whole planet. Because this is the schoolhouse for spiritual knowledge. There's no country on this planet that can give spiritual information like Bharat Bhumi. It's just true. It's not hyperbole or just flattery. It's just a fact. But you have to take advantage of it. So that's my 2 cents.
Any other questions? Any questions? You have understood everything. Wonderful. We all have understood. Now let's practice. Let us practice because we have a chance. Human form of life is very rare to obtain. And as Shambhu Prabhu described, those who are born in this land, they are by birthright 50% ahead of anybody else. So only 50% is there. And after all, Krishna is asking us to just give up the cause of our miseries. Prabhupada said, follow this 4 regulative principle. No gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication. And chant 16 rounds. Now everybody in this world is running after money. But if you eliminate these 4 causes of miseries, you have no expense. No expense. If you don't drink 1 bottle of whiskey is 500-600 rupees, 1,000 rupees, and they keep boom, boom, boom all day and night. So they have to have a lot of money. Meat, 1 kilo of meat is 600-700 rupees. 1 kilo of aloo is 30 rupees. Make nice aloo parota. Illicit sex. In America, these old people, 70 years old, they go to these nightclubs and to enjoy sex. All young ladies, they will not even look at them. But they want the money, so they have to spend $500-600 a night, or even more. Just see, so much money wasted. So if you follow this 4 regulative principle, Srila Prabhupada said, the doctor will not take your money. The doctor will not take your money. Doctors are very eager to give you a lot of prescriptions. No? Do this test, do that test, do this test, that one, do also that one. No, one more you do it. And they make so much money. TK. So much money. So your misery is their pleasure. Parasukha dukkhi. There are two types of persons. Paradukha dukkhi and parasukha dukkhi. Paradukha dukkhi is the devotee. He is unhappy seeing everybody else unhappy. His happiness is to see everybody happy. But the materialistic man is parasukha dukkhi. Your misery is my enjoyment. If you are sick, I will make money. So better you stay sick. So this is the trick of Maya. But we will cheat Maya. We will cheat Maya. How? No more intoxication, no more gambling, no more illicit sex, no more intoxication. And chant 16 rounds at least. Then his life becomes very peaceful. No expenses. You are healthy in body and mind. Spiritually you are healthy. You are chanting the holy name of the Lord. All the dirty things, Chaitodarpanam Arjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, all the dirty things in the heart are removed. You become fearless. What more do we want? It's a win-win situation. Nobody is losing. Everybody wins. Any more questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have a question.
Please.
How to understand the birth of twins, triplets, or even a neutral gender?
Can you speak a little loud?
How to understand, I have this question from a long time. How to understand the birth of twins, triplets, or even probably a neutral gender?
The birth of twins.
Twins, triplets, or a neutral gender. How to understand that?
Neutral gender.
Yes. How to understand the birth of such living beings?
Everything depends on lust. Twins is not difficult to understand. The question is how to understand the birth of twins and neutral genders, like the Hijra. The whole world is run by lust, different degrees of lust. Just like homosexuality. Srila Prabhupada said is too much lust, one becomes homosexual. Too much lust, over lust. So everything depends on the degrees of lust. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that one must curb that lust. One must curb that lust because it is very powerful. And if we come under the sway of lust, then all these different flavors of births take place. It's all the modes of material nature. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, when they mix together, like the three colors, when they mix together, they become 9 colors. They become again, mix them, you become 81 colors. You mix them again, they become thousands and thousands of different colors. So similarly, when we associate with the 3 modes of material nature, we develop a certain mentality. So it all depends on the mixture of the 3 modes of nature. If one is more ignorance, because there is always competition between these different modes of nature. Sometimes goodness defeats passion and ignorance, sometimes passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and sometimes ignorance defeats passion and goodness. So there is always competition for supremacy among the modes of material nature. Therefore, all these different varieties of births even in human society. There are so many varieties, whether there are twins or Hijra. And now you see, though people are born as a male or female, they still want to change. They are not happy. They are not happy. A male wants to become a female. Female wants to become a male. Transgender. They are not satisfied. So again, more and more and more association with the modes of material nature creates all these different degenerations. They are all degenerations. Degenerations of these sexes. These are all degenerations. They are not normal. They are not normal. Normal means male and female. And from male and female comes another male or female. Bas. That is the normal. But because of the modes of material nature and by the influence of Kali Yuga, especially in Kali Yuga. But even at the beginning of creation, we see from Bhagavatam that the one demon wanted to attack Lord Brahma to engage in some homosexual affair. Even in the beginning of creation. So the material world is a horrible place. It's a horrible place. So here we have the opportunity that we can transcend the modes of material nature and come to the platform of pure goodness, from which we can enter into the spiritual realm of consciousness and once and for all give up this horrible condition of life and go back home, back to Godhead. Very simple. So these varieties, this degeneration of the sexes are there from time immemorial. So we should not bother so much about these things because this will go on. And as Kali Yuga progresses, it will become even more rampant. It will become even more difficult for any intelligent man to tolerate. So now, in this age, Mahaprabhu has come and has given us the holy name. He has given us the process for Krishna consciousness. Take advantage very seriously and don't bother about what will happen. Just get out of here. Get out of this place. Or if you come back as a devotee and preach. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki.